Good evening, everybody, from the Big Moon Arcade. We're back with another video, and tonight we're going to take a closer look at the Arcade Classics cabinet. Now, this cabinet has quite a story behind it, and we're going to go over it. So, obviously, this cabinet is set up with the bit kit. And the bit kit's a really cool thing by this little company called Crafty Mech. And you can put tons and tons and tons of classic games on this thing. And it has Bluetooth access to your laptop, and you can have just a ton of games. And it's all what they call FPGA, which basically the translation of that is it runs the original game code. So it's just an awesome way to have a bunch of classic games in one cabinet. And space being what it is, it's a good alternative. So this cabinet was, it's a dynamo cabinet, you know, with the famous curvature right here, people. We love that, see? And I got this cabinet from a buddy of mine down in Decatur, Arcade Richard, and it was a Tekken, I can't remember if it was a Tekken 2 or a Tekken 3. But I ended up selling the PCB and the wiring harness for it and all of that to somebody who wanted to have a Tekken, because I didn't really want to have a Tekken. And I made it into this. So I don't remember what I paid for it. It wasn't much. It was a few $100. You know, the cabinet was kind of rough, but it had a working game in it, and I got a bunch of that money back when I sold the PCB. So, you know, I'm not in this thing a whole lot, but there was a lot of work that went into this cabinet, and I'm gonna throw some pictures up here in a minute and show you exactly what all went into it, because it did not look at all like it looks now. Now, it does have obviously, an Atari Centipede bezel on there. For no other reason than I think it looks cool. So, you know, I mean, that's the only reason why. This is a Dominix 8 joystick. This is actually a 4-way Dominix 8. Not to be confused with the 8-way, which would be like on this. We're going to talk about that here later. It's really awesome. So, anyway, I made this up to be a cabinet that would run games that used a 4-way joystick. It's not ideal to have an 8-way joystick on a 4-way game, because every now and then, you know, you'll give it a input that isn't quite right, and you'll confuse it, and you'll end up going a direction you didn't want to go, or not going a direction that you wanted to go, and you'll end up getting yourself killed, and that's frustrating. So that's why this one has a 4-way in it right there instead of the 8-way. So this control panel overlay I got from Game On Graphics, a really cool company online, GameOnGraphics.com. And they've got tons of stuff like this. Also, the artwork, the marquee came from them. They'll make it any size you want. And the side art, you'll see better in the pictures, but the side art also came from them. And they'll make it whatever size you want. So they do a great job. And that's where this overlay came from, which looks just completely awesome, especially in the arcade lighting. So we'll throw the pictures up here, and you can check those out. And then we'll come back and have a few more words. Oh, wait, forgot the monitor in this thing. This is a Wells Gardner K7000. The tube in it is a television set tube that was sitting alongside the road that we picked up for free. And so we did the old tube swap, and we've got a burn-free, beautiful monitor in there now. So that's super cool. That's look at these colors. The old Galaxian. Look at the red. Look at the purple. having a hard time focusing there. And the little pastel-y blue guy there. Just awesome. You know, having a real good-looking CRT monitor is really important to me on these old machines. That's why I pick up television sets alongside the road, because, you know, this is a great example of why. You can't use all of them, but often you can take the tube and use it with an arcade chassis, sometimes with the same yoke that's already on there. I think, if I remember right, this one actually does have the original yoke on there. It was compatible. The K7000 is a pretty flexible chassis. And a lot of television sets from the late 80s and early 90s have, you know, a yoke that's comparable to what a K7000 arcade monitor would have on it anyway. So pretty flexible, but sometimes you just have to swap the yoke too from the original arcade tube onto the TV tube, and we've got some like that as well. That's a little bit more entailed, but anyway, you can get yourself a really fine looking CRT that'll last another 30, 40 years. And the way these things work, they're not on for days and days at a time. You know, they're on for a few hours at a time. So we're really never going to have to worry about screen burn again. So, yeah, and that's a good thing. That's nice. So I'm going to throw the pictures up here, and we'll check them out, and back in just a second. So you can see that was quite a project. People do not realize how much time goes into some of these machines if you really want them to look nice. Time and, you know, sometimes quite a bit of money too, you know. You can get, you know, several hundreds of dollars wrapped up in just artwork and control panel overlays, and, you know, just it adds up in a hurry. So anyway. But it's worth it, because you end up with some beautiful things like this that, if you take care of them, will last, you know, another lifetime. And a lot of people get to enjoy them. And that's one of the funnest things about the Big Moon Arcade, is watching other people come and enjoy this stuff. It really is truly awesome, and it really is truly a privilege to share it and watch young and old enjoy it and react to it, and, you know, have that experience that these machines were made to provide. That's what they were made to do. Bring people together, have fun. So with that thought, at the Big Moon Arcade, wherever you are and whoever you are, have a wonderful night, and take care of each other out there. We'll see you on the next video.